If you see how Solana's been cooking, take a look at what just dropped last night. It already hit a 10 million market cap hours after it dropped from simply being on the recently launched list on Dex Screener. And it's not even 12 hours in, and certain groups are already trying to get it shut down. And the timing of this drop is so ironic, considering I've been posting about this a lot recently, getting shut down as the system gets more and more exposed. But nothing can stop what happens when the floodgates are open. And the floodgates are already open. As he says, this is a financialized truth bomb. If you guys care about the truth, this is how we fight back. We fight back with our money. And all you need is your Phantom wallet, the Jupiter DeFi exchange, and this contract address.
There you go.
See how Solana's been cooking.
You there? Is everything working? I opened with that. I don't think this headphone is hooking up. I opened with that just because it's the anti-Semitic meme coin, $Jews, which is Jews did. It's called, I have to be careful not to be censored. It was called Jews did 9/11. That was the name of the coin that launched on Solana over the weekend, I believe. Shot up like 2,500% or something, and then the ADL said to shut it down. So I have that. I have the news about Christ is King. I have that news. Candace Owens got fired. Actually, the big breaking news, really breaking news, is that Diddy's house just got raided by the FBI. So I'll show you that too. So I'll go over various news today. We'll just give you a little bit of a show. Sorry, I've been missing a little bit. Been applying for jobs. Got another interview coming up, so that's good. Sumi has an eye ulcer. God, she needs so much attention. Look at me, I'm half blurry because that's weird. I'm half blurry. I'm blurred out on this side. Except if I put my hand there, then it notices it. I guess because the shirt is the same color as the background. So anyway, what's up, everybody? How are y'all doing? Good to see you. Hey, Kim. Hey, Elizabeth. Hey, Censored Mom. You say Homeland Security raided his house? That's what it says. So, yeah. I opened. So I'll show you that. Yeah, Candace got fired. Donald Trump will be able to post his bond. So because it got lowered at the very last minute by the appeals court. So he says he's going to be putting up the cash to get out. So I'll show you his response to that. Christ is King, they're saying, is anti-Semitic, depending on how you say it. So I'll show you the back and forth about that. Candace Owens, the people from the Daily Wire. Jeremy Boring explains how saying Christ is King is anti-Semitic. So I'll show you that. Yeah, there's a little bit of a battle with the Daily Wire since they got rid of Candace Owens for not supporting Israel, basically. Yeah, this camera thing is weird. There. If I lean my shoulder forward, it blurs up. Hey, Renee. Hey, Dan Whiffen. Heyo. Good to see everybody. Just doing a show for you guys. It's Monday. March 25th. I think it was Purim. I have the image in the thumbnail is from Rabbi Shmuley. It's not meant to, he's making fun of anti-Semitism apparently with his false nose and stuff. So he's making fun of Candace Owens, who lost her job. No, I didn't yet, Edgar. I don't have a job yet. Please wish good things for me. I really hope I get one, but I have another interview, so that's good. So that's progress. I have another interview coming up this week, so that's really good. So just trying to get back on my feet. If you want to support the show, you certainly can by going to buymeacoffee.com/lifttheveil or by going to our t-shirt shop, truthclothing.io. We look to get 6 coffees for every show we do, if possible. Just shows that people care about us. I'll check on those during the show. And yeah, I'll show you the raid on P. Diddy's house. I'll show you, I have like a long clip of, oh, and of course there was the terrorist attack. Do you guys think it was the United States or Ukraine? That's what everybody's saying, is that it was the United States or Ukraine. OG Ghost Blinky. Yeah, looking to sell cars again. That's correct. Yeah, looking to sell cars again. Just going back to it. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I have a little bit of a criminal record. That's the only thing I'm worried about standing in my way. Resisting arrest and something else. But I hope that I can still, that people can look past that. We'll see. Yeah, because I had some issues. I had some mental health issues last summer that a lot of people got to witness, where things really, really, really went off the rails. So every day is a blessing. Sun's out today. I'll show you KDD. You're asking about P. Diddy's home being raided. I'll show you the news on it. Okay, I'll play the intro, then we'll get started. All right. Thanks for joining me for the show. Appreciate you guys. Okay, cue musical intro. Boy, that's brilliant. I do think some things in the world are real. Like you guys. You guys are real. Most of you. Most of my listeners, I think, are not just in my head. I think I have the metrics to prove it. You've taken a leap of faith today. What is that sound? And I apologize if you take offense. I'm a little offended myself. Welcome to our show. Welcome to the future. What it is, joining you live from sunny California. It's a beautiful day today. I'm your host, Nathan Stoltman. And I bring you the news, the real news. Hey, that's right. Let me show you the raid on P. Diddy's house. Yeah, it looks pretty serious. Looks pretty serious. So I'll show you that. It's Holy Monday. Is it Holy Monday? Chris Hyde says, hey, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah, I put on a dress just to do the ritual because I figured that's what you have to do to be famous, is dress in women's clothing. Here's the P. Diddy thing. Here's the news.
Breaking news right now, we're following the Department of Homeland Security conducting a raid at a house in Holmby Hills, believed to be connected to Sean Combs, the rapper and music executive, perhaps being linked to a sex trafficking investigation.
He got some shots of a few people coming out of the home. Those people have been detained. Now we're trying to still connect the dots. We do have some sources on scene here that we're getting this information from. We were actually the first ones here with about 30 different law enforcement vehicles at least. There are 3 Bearcats on scene here. This just all unfolded, Sandra, I would say, less than 10 minutes ago. We got here even before the crime scene tape came up. So we're just down the hill. If you look up this street where Tony is right now to the right, you'll see one of those Bearcats, and law enforcement on the other side of those bushes basically is that home that is registered to Bad Boy Films, which is part of Bad Boy Entertainment. And the home in particular is registered not only to Bad Boy Films, but to one of P. Diddy's daughters.
They are heavily armed, and they've been very tactful, would probably be the best word to use, as they made entry into this home this afternoon. We actually watched them as they made their way through one of these side gates, and as soon as they got inside the home, one of the first things they did was made their way into this garage that you see is open right there. Now, they did take a couple of people into custody. We witnessed that. Now, are they under arrest? Are they just being asked about what they know? That I can't answer, but I can tell you there's 3 people right there that were taken into custody, were inside that home at the time of the raid.
We did see see a bunch of investigators going in, making the raid in there and clearing that as well. So they're going to do a thorough search as they conduct this raid. And so far, Stu, from what I understand and from Haley on the ground there, they have not seen, and we have not seen from our vantage point, any sign of Sean Combs, the 54-year-old who is believed to be the property owner of this.
There you go. So that's it. No sign of Sean Puffy Combs or Sean Diddy Combs at this time. I just watched a documentary or something on YouTube called Surviving Diddy. A bunch of people died. Including Notorious B.I.G., Tupac. Apparently somebody got arrested finally for the killing of Tupac because of what he said about it. So yeah, you can see it's a big house, right? At first it looks like they're just going into a little house, and then they scroll out. There's this little house, which is like the carriage house or something. And then you see the big house, Holmby Hills in Los Angeles. Yeah, it's a big residence. So FBI decided to come in. They got the trash out. Look how many trash cans they have. They have like 7 trash cans and 4 recycle bins. That's definitely more than we need here. So something's going on there, apparently. Diddy getting raided by the FBI. All right. And you heard about squatting on the last show. There are guys in LA. So that's it for the Diddy news. That's all I have so far. But sex trafficking, apparently. They got his sons, King Combs and Justin, in cuffs. Apparently they have his sons in cuffs. I'm just looking at the Diddy trending. Homeland Security and the feds. So Puffy, Diddy, both trending right now. But apparently they got both of his sons. And Diddy isn't there. So there you go. That's what happened. Diddy's come raided by federal authorities. All right. So I told you about squatters in LA, or in the San Fernando Valley in LA. There are teams going around removing squatters. Why Homeland Security? I don't know. Oops. So this is actually video of some guys actually removing squatters from your house. You can hire vigilantes.
You're on the lease? Show me you're on the lease. Show me you're on the lease. You know you're not on the lease.
Like they break down the door and everything. Then they throw the guys out.
It's your dog. Métanse por dentro, por favor, para que no salga el baño. Dale. I'll do that part for you. Okay. Go ahead.
So that's it. Vigilante squad. Then they go in, they throw out everybody's stuff.
I don't know.
They take all their stuff too, it looks like.
We're clear. Yeah. Everything's
There you
safe.
go. So there you go. That's a little bit of the vigilante squad kicking out squatters. All right. So Candace Owens got fired because she wasn't pro-Israel enough, basically. I think she got fired. She says she left. I'm getting emails from her. So here she is saying that you're going to be let go, that your livelihood will be threatened if you're not pro-Israel enough. This is not because she bought the meme coin $Jews.
Every single political commentator in America, every single one of them knows this, that if you do not step out and say things that are radically pro-Israel, or if you are too quiet on certain narratives and they want you to be radically pro-Israel, you can lose everything. That's truth. That is a fact. I'm not feeling like I need to hide from that anymore or be afraid to say it, rather, is a better way to say it, because I've endured this for years. I'm just at the end of my rope. I have given so much rope here, and I am just done with it. Every person that you are a fan of, they know this. Every person that you line up to go hear speak, they know this. Again, it's not even on the basis of what you say. It can sometimes be on the basis of what you don't say. That an entire mob will assemble. They'll write piece after piece after piece until you subjugate. If you don't subjugate, the bounty grows larger. So yes, there was a large bounty on my head for the crime of refusing to suddenly hate Muslims and to condone Muslims getting bombed following October 7th. Everybody can see that.
So there you go. That's what happened. She got fired. And now there's this. And then Rabbi Shmuley made this video. Rabbi Shmuley is one of the people she's been talking about. And he talks about her. So here is Rabbi Shmuley dressing up as the Candace Jew. This is the video he really put out, Rabbi Shmuley himself, who sells like sex products with his kosher sex products.
Hi, I'm a Candace Owens Jew. I love Israel and I hate America. Dual loyalty. I'm filth, but I love cash. Love money. It's all about the Benjamins. Money, money, money. But more than anything else, what I really want, what my giant nose needs just to grow more warts is Christian blood. Let me see if I can find any. Let me see. Are you guys, you Jewish children? This is not my day. This sucks. You're wearing Israeli flag? Esther, are you wearing Israeli flag? What's this big nose that Zadie has? Is that a big, giant Jewish schmoz? Are you a panda? Are you a Christian panda? So I can drink some of this? Yeah, okay, good. Happy Purim, everybody. Okay.
No comment. Happy Purim, everybody. All right, so here's the Christ is King conspiracy theory, or I don't know. Here's a guy on the Daily Wire, Andrew Klavan, who says Christ is King is an anti-Semitic dog whistle. So you want to see that? This is part of the argument. And then Candace, and then I'll read you what Jeremy Boring says about it. This is Andrew Klavan saying Christ is King is an anti-Semitic dog whistle, and Jeremy Boring agrees with him. So here it is.
Grown. You know, when I did this, by the way, the priest who baptized me said, you know, Christians won't accept you. You'll still be a Jew. And I said, well, I am. That's my race. I'm a Jew. I'm proud of my race. It's a great race. It's done many, many great things, including write the Bible. And, you know, I am a Jew. But that hasn't happened at all. Christians have welcomed me with open arms, except this Christ the King, anti-Semitic crowd. Christ is the King. And one day every knee will bow and recognize it because he's not just my king, he's king of the universe. But when you use that phrase to mean that God has abandoned his chosen people, the Jews, through whom he came into this world incarnate, and that he's broken his promises, his covenant with the Jews, you are quoting scripture like Satan does in the Bible. You are quoting scripture to your purposes, and that to me is specifically wicked. You know, when you spit that phrase at Ben Shapiro, my friend Ben Shapiro, and you know, I understand this. All of you who love Ben, and I love Ben, and Jordan Peterson, you all want to see them find Jesus because you know what joy and freedom that gives you, and you certainly feel that it alters your relationship with God. But when I think about this, to be honest with you, you know, and I know some people will disagree with this, but life is not a game show where you guess the name of God and you get to go to heaven. Honk, you know, yes, the name is Jesus. I look at Ben's life and I think if Ben were to embrace Jesus Christ, it would cause devastation to his family, to the people who love him, to the people who listen to him, to his position in the world. I just have this feeling that God has put this guy where he wants him to do what he wants him to do. And as you know, I feel that, you know, the Jews were not abandoned by God.
Interesting. It's when you use it in a particular way. Like if you say it to Jews, I'll show you more of the argument for it. Let me see. We heard Candace, we heard Shmuley. So here's Candace says, the reason why some people believe that with enough insistence, they can convince American Christians that the basic truth Christ is King is actually anti-Semitic is because they have been successfully spiking the ball on Christianity for the past 60 years, inch by pretending to be our friends and making us fearful of having the media project us as overzealous is how they scored so many wins. It's how mocking Christ has become commonplace in Hollywood. The reality is that they accuse us of what they are guilty of. They hold contempt for Christianity. The reality is that Christ's consciousness is rising throughout the world, and any person who is attempting to use methods of psychology to make people pause before they profess their faith is not on the side of goodness, she says. So then Jeremy Boring says, how is saying Christ is King anti-Semitic? The same way anything becomes anti-Semitic when it is used for the purpose of expressing anti-Semitism. It's like asking, how does a shovel become a murder weapon when it is used to murder someone? This isn't hard. A shovel is not innately a murder weapon. Saying Christ is King is not innately anti-Semitic. It's all about how a thing is used. Saying eat some cornbread is not racist if I say it to my 3-year-old when she is refusing her dinner. If I start saying it as a response to X posts by black commentators I don't like, it has taken on a meaning beyond what is innate. In other words, it is connotatively racist, not denotatively so. So too, Christ is King may be anti-Semitic in connotation, while not in denotation, when it is used to express anti-Semitism. So, additionally, saying Christ is King for an evil purpose, like using it as a weapon to express your hatred or disdain for the Jews, is a grave sin. It plainly violates the third commandment, thou shalt not carry forth the name of the Lord thy God in vain. So there you go. Christ is King is anti-Semitic, they say. Well, so is Jews did 9/11, and that became a meme coin. This is somebody talking about it on Twitter, on TikTok. That's all right. I don't need to show it. That meme coin died, basically. Just like most meme coins do. It has, I could have made some money on it, though. When I found out about it, it was low, and then it went up. Could have quadrupled my money. So maybe should have held on to it. $ Jews. So that became a big, it became a big point of contention for people. There are a bunch of coins that are racist towards black people, for example, like Nicholas Cage and Nigga Butt and all these other coins that nobody made a fuss about. But as soon as there was one about Jews, then people got in trouble. People are saying this is AI. People are saying this announcement from Kate Middleton is AI. Don't know if you guys saw it. She has cancer, allegedly. So everybody's saying it's fake, you know, just like everybody's saying the United States is behind the attack on Moscow. So this is the Kate Middleton video. I'll play it for you just so you see it.
I wanted to take this opportunity to say thank you personally for all the wonderful messages of support and for your understanding whilst I've been recovering from surgery. It has been an incredibly tough couple of months for our entire family, but I've had a fantastic medical team who have taken great care of me, for which I'm so grateful. In January, I underwent major abdominal surgery in London, and at the time, it was thought that my condition was non-cancerous. The surgery was successful. However, tests after the operation found cancer had been present.
Okay, good enough. So people are saying that's fake. And she is wearing her wedding ring in this one. Yeah, she is wearing a ring in this one. It appears. So, okay, Donald Trump got out of his bond. So he can post his bond for his appeal and they won't steal his properties. He says he's going to come up with cash for it. They lowered it from 454 million, I think it was, to 175 billion. Here he is saying he's going to pay it in cash.
This is a case that could have been brought 3.5 years ago. And now they're fighting over days because they want to try and do it during the election. This is election interference. That's all it is. Election interference. And it's a disgrace. We'll obviously be appealing. But this is a pure case of voter intimidation and election interference. And it shouldn't be allowed to happen. This case could have been brought by the DA, but they didn't want to bring it because they said they have no case. And then they bring it anyway. As you know, DA Bragg did not want to bring this case. He was forced into it for outside reasons, and it's a disgrace that it can happen. But this was a case that could have been brought 3.5 years ago, and they decide to wait now, just during the election, so that I won't be able to campaign. We'll be appealing this. On the other decision, it will be my honor to post, and we'll post whatever is necessary, whether it be cash or security or bonds. It was a decision we appreciate and respect the appellate division very much. And we will, I think, do very well in that whole thing. We have a judge who I believe is a crooked judge and a crooked attorney general, absolutely crooked. We did nothing wrong at all, 100%. And that was proven, and everybody there said it was proven. All you have to do is read the legal scholars, and you see that it was proven. But we will continue with that, but we appreciate very much the decision of the appellate division. Thank you very much.
What's your collateral for the bond?
Cash.
If you're elected, will you pardon yourself?
There you go. Cash. So that's it. Cash. He said he's going to post it. So he's going to be able to appeal that decision on the New York case. All right. He's losing black voters. I think I've told you guys about that. Here's CNN covering it, how Trump is picking up black voters. Voters of color, I should say. Anyone who's non-white, actually. And he's gaining white voters too here.
So let's break this down by race, right? Let's look at voters of color, look at white voters. And what we see here is back in 2020, according to the exit poll, Joe Biden won voters of color in Michigan by 62 points. Look at that advantage today. It has been sliced by a third, only 21 points. That's Joe Biden's lead over Donald Trump among voters of color. Among white voters, Donald Trump has gained a little bit of steam as well. It was 11 points in 2020. His margin over Joe Biden right now is 16 points. But this decline in support for Joe Biden among voters of color in Michigan is something we've been seeing in state after state after state and nationally as well, where he's got some big problems. This is a historic low amount of support for a Democratic presidential candidate among voters of color, and it seems to be happening across the board, Kate. So let's break this down.
So he's losing big time. Somehow Joe Biden is actually leading in betting odds. I tell you, this is the easiest buy here ever, is buy no on Joe Biden at 53 cents to win $1. That's the easiest one you could ever do. Because then even if RFK wins or Donald Trump ends up in prison or something, I mean, you could just say Joe Biden's going to lose. 53 cents to win $1. It's almost 1-to-1 odds. So it's pretty crazy. I haven't seen him leading in the polls for a long time. I can't believe he is, because he's losing voters like crazy. So yeah, that's what's going on with Joe Biden and Donald Trump. In Florida, they signed a bill restricting social media for kids and required age verification for porn sites. So the only thing with this law is it might require everyone to show ID to use social media and to watch porn. But regardless of how you feel about porn, showing ID just to use social media is a big infringement. So they're going to challenge it. But they said if you're under, you can't use social media if you're under 16 unless you have a parent's permission if you're 14 or 15. But under 13, no one can use social media in Florida starting in 2025, which isn't a bad idea, possibly, but they claim it's a civil rights infringement. That's what some people are going to say, which is, true if all of us have to show ID to prove we're over 16. But hey, former artist, you're talking about Red Bar again? What? No one's ever sent me any clips or anything. Did he really make videos about me? Red Bar? I never heard of him before. So, and I haven't heard of, and nobody sent me any clips of anything he said. Former artist. You keep saying Red Bar. Is it so he can get promotion on my huge show? All right, I'll check my coffees. I don't have any yet this show. I did get one after the show last time from Webster, who said, "You've become a habit." I appreciate that. That's nice. So Webster at goodgodofcooking@gmail.com says, "You've become a habit." Thanks, Webster. Thanks for that. I appreciate the coffee. If you want to support the show, go to buymeacoffee.com/lifttheveil. I'm going to show you. Oh, this is funny. Kamala Harris started dancing to this song that they were singing, except it was a protest song. So their translator had to tell her. She's clapping. And her assistant says that they're actually protesting her. Pretty funny. She doesn't speak Spanish. All right, let me show you. Well, you know about the attack in Moscow. You know that the United States warned of a potential terrorist attack.
I've also seen, hopefully you saw our State Department, our embassy there, put out a notice to all Americans in Moscow to avoid any large gathering, concerts, obviously shopping malls, anything like that, just for their own safety. They should stay put where they are and stay plugged into the State Department for any additional updates and information.
So
I'm afraid that's really all I have on that.
Now
in Ukraine, today Russia launched a massive wave of. I've also seen, hopefully you saw.
There you go. T. Marie says Diddy's house is being raided. Yeah, I covered that. Thank you. Yep. Here's the suspects. They say they were Islamic. That's what Putin is saying himself, is that they were Islamic extremists. So I have no idea. Could have been the United States, could have been Ukraine, but who paid them. But apparently Putin is saying now they were Islamic extremists, and they got beat up pretty bad during their interrogations. So there you go. Those are the guys. Yeah, here was the security alert that went out. Avoid large gatherings over 48 hours. It was a while before. Okay, I have a long video of RFK Jr. that he put out, like a campaign video. I'll play that for you. We'll see how long the show goes today. This is a video of RFK Jr., who I'm supposed to remain non-committal. But yeah, when it comes down to voting, if he's on the ballot, I think I might vote for him, even though I know it won't make a difference, probably. But he's polling pretty well, 15% different places. So RFK Jr. here in Michigan, he's polling at 18%. In Pennsylvania, he's polling at 16%. So CNN polls, people are broadly dissatisfied with their choices. So Anarchy Television says, when you vote, you are giving your written consent for a ruler to rule over you and everyone else. Yeah, I know. That's the problem. Well, here's RFK's campaign video. I'll play it for you. But a lot of people are talking about it. It's 9 minutes too, so it fills up some time. I'll play this for you.
I'm Robert F. Kennedy Jr., and I'm running as an independent candidate for President of the United States. I grew up in an America that seemed to have achieved its promise as an exemplary nation. Modern democracy had spread from one nation, ours, in 1776 to 6 by 1865 and to 190 by the 1960s. We had become the city on the hill. We were a moral authority around the globe. Our government, institutions, our Congress, the court, the regulatory agencies, and even the American press were renowned for their integrity, and they were revered worldwide. Other nations wanted our American leadership. They knew the difference between leadership and bullying, which is something our current leaders seem to have forgotten. We were the template of liberty, proof that for a country to thrive, its people must be free. Free to speak, free to worship, free to build great companies, free to start small businesses. We were the freest country in the world, and by no coincidence, also the most prosperous. Working Americans could provide for their families on a single salary. They could buy a home, raise a family, save for retirement without mountains of debt. We made the best music. We made the best movies. We made gold standard automobiles that everybody in the world wanted. We made blue jeans. We reconstructed Europe. We put men on the moon. We're the world's healthiest, best educated children. Our productivity, ingenuity, our can-do spirit were the envy of the world. We had confidence in our strength, our capacity, and the limitless potential of our country. Yeah, we had serious racial and environmental problems, but in the heady days of my youth, the environmental movement and the civil rights movement were picking up steam. My father and some of his allies were fighting to eliminate the last pocket.
I kind of feel like he's trying to say, make America great again, without saying it. It's the same kind of thesis. America used to be great.
Pockets of hunger in Appalachia and the Mississippi Delta and on the Indian reservations. And we became for the first time a true constitutional democracy in this country, with all races voting and holding political office. Other countries aspired to be like us, and our children grew up proud of their passport, proud of their flag. My uncle, President Kennedy, left us a legacy of peace and the hope of ending the arms race and winding down the Cold War. Those were the traditions of freedom, prosperity, and peace that my
Yeah, I don't know about going to the moon. We pretended to go to the moon.
father, my uncle, and Martin Luther King Jr. were striving to protect and advance. In the half century since their deaths, we've lost touch with that vision for our country. And I want to tell you right now that we can still restore that America, the America that almost was, and yet may be. But we have to
make America great again, he's saying. All right, that's enough of it. That's a good speech. I'm not going to play the whole thing. We'll wrap up the show a little early. I'll see if anybody drops me any coffees. I appreciate people who do. This is RFK Jr. on central bank digital currencies.
Do you believe the U.S. government should directly issue a digital currency to citizens?
I'm against central bank digital currencies. I think they will become an instrument of power and control, and ultimately they'll be used as an excuse to abolish cash currencies. What they're doing in China, if you don't meet a certain social credit score, you show up on a mask day when you're not wearing your mask properly, or whatever
Not
your
boosted
offense is,
or whatever, yeah.
or not boosted. The government can turn off your capacity to spend money, or they can program it so that your credit cards will only work, for example, at grocery stores within a half-mile radius of your home.
Right.
But they won't buy you gasoline. They
Right.
won't allow you to get an airplane ticket. They don't allow you to travel and buy items and foods in other parts of the country or abroad. And if government has those kind of powers over us, we're all in a lot of deep trouble.
There you go. So there he is. He said no to central bank digital currencies. In the EU, people reported that they enacted a ban on anonymous crypto transactions, but there's community notes on it that said they did not ban anonymous crypto transactions. People are free to send crypto between self-custody wallets without any limitations. Transfers with a crypto service asset provider using self-custody wallets will be subject to KYC. So it is some type of a ban on transferring money. Jen Psaki was saying that RFK Jr. is a threat to Biden's reelection.
Third-party candidates are a huge, huge, huge problem, and there's a number of them. If you look at RFK Jr., it's the name recognition issue, as Tom was just talking about. And there are still states in this country, obviously, I mean, Georgia is one of them, I will name, where the Kennedy name is beloved, right? Where people may just not where they may just not know a lot about the fact that he is an anti-vaxxer who's a conspiracy theorist. They don't know that yet. So this is something, there is an aggressive effort that the campaign has been working with the Democratic National Committee on to run on this, but it needs to be broad. People need to be shouting it from the rooftops, because this is one of the biggest threats to Joe Biden being reelected is these third-party candidates. Third-party candidates are huge.
So she says he's a threat to Joe Biden. He takes from both sides, though. He actually takes from both sides. Oh, and as far as Bitcoin news, the London Stock Exchange is going to launch Bitcoin and Ethereum traded notes. So Bitcoin was really up today. Bitcoin, well, here's Solana. I'll show you. Solana's back up to not 190. So that's the daily chart. And then Bitcoin was up. It was up over 70K today. Now it's just under 70K. Yeah, actually, there it is. 70K, 70,005. Up $3,400 over 24 hours. So Bitcoin's been making a big move up. Looking for it to break new highs. If you need help with cryptocurrencies, you want to know about buying, selling, trading, you can contact me at the show phone number, 650-GAY-TAXI, 650-429-8294. I'd say, you want to get some, just get some regularly, something like Bitcoin, and maybe Ethereum, and maybe Solana. And then if you want to mess around with meme coins and stuff, then you could talk to me about it if you want. You can always text me at 650-429-8294. If you like the show and want to support the show, I didn't reach my goal today, which is to get 6 coffees. I got 0 so far. So, actually, you know what? I got $10 over on Rockfin. Appreciate Jacob's Ladder. Thanks so much for that. Appreciate you. Thank you for the tip over on Rockfin. Thanks, everybody. And if you want to support the show anytime, you can leave a note and I'll read it on the show. Go to buymeacoffee.com/lifttheveil. You can buy our t-shirts at truthclothing.io. We have some great t-shirts there. And that'll be the show for today. All right. Thanks everybody for tuning in. And P. Diddy's home got raided. All right. So we will see you at the next one. For now, that's what it is.